The new survivor's abilities revealed, Chinese New Year content, and a skin that seems to be releasing earlier than expected. Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. As you watch today's content, I want to gently remind you all to be mindful when making purchases in IDV. The real cost for items in-game is quite tricky to calculate and is designed so on purpose. This can lead you to spend more than you intend to. Remember that they are digital items and can be lost if your account is terminated or compromised at any moment. This week we seem to be getting some Chinese New Year content returning, although a lot of the things that we're getting this week are a little unclear because we've kind of got some mixed information on dates and release stuff. But what I do believe we are getting for sure is we should be getting some returning skins, including S-Tier skins for Naiad, Cowboy, Gamekeeper, Acrobat, and Wu Chang, and all of their matching accessories. So that would be Naiad Jade Maiden, Cowboy Exiled Immortal, Gamekeeper Lightning Claw, Acrobat Rain Pearl, and Wu Chang Frost. We're also getting some returning emotes, including 12 different emotes, one of which is the upgradable Dragon Dance emote. And we're getting some returning furniture, including 2 different S tiers, the Scholar's Study and Tri-Glazed Painting, 9 different A tiers, including ones such as the Chinese Lute, Antique Rack, and even more, and then 7 B tiers, including Winter Plum Window, Chinese New Year Wish Rack, and more. I'm pretty sure that is the list of furniture pieces that we are getting back this week, although it could also be the ones to the Spyglass store because it's a little bit unclear. Some things that could be returning for this Chinese New Year stuff could include things such as returning beta skins for Doctor, Naiad, Cowboy, Gardener, Mechanic, and even more, returning beta accessories such as Serpent of Wealth, Broom, and even more, and returning Spyglass content including 12 dishes, 11 pieces of beta furniture, and 2 stickers. But this was not confirmed to be releasing this week. It didn't have a date exactly. I believe it was supposed to come out a little bit later, but then some of this furniture was kind of unannounced as when it was coming as well. So I don't really know if we'll see these last 3 sections I just mentioned, but we should be getting the returning skins, the emotes, and the furniture from before. We also have a final push event this week, as next week we're getting the beginning of the next season. So that means you'll get some more logic points. Your logic point limit will be higher rolls on a 20-sided dice, and all of those different good things. We're also getting a character day, not this week, but the beginning of next week, the kind of before the next This Week in Identity 5 video. That is Priestess's character day on the 1st of February. That's going to be her 7th character day, meaning she's getting an animated graffiti, her 2nd animated graffiti. Let me clarify that. And some more stuff that we could potentially see this week. And again, potentially because NetEase seems to be changing around the release dates of things, because on the page originally some of these skins were supposed to be coming on February 5th, but then they've been releasing certain kind of visuals and kind of showcases that they usually do like a week or a few days before they release a piece of content, and they also changed the date of one of them completely on the actual post itself, one of which is Forward's Whimsy Series skin that was supposedly coming out on February 5th, but now on the post says January 29th. This is the A-tier skin Pack Leader. It has some really cool cartoon effects around it, speech bubbles, and all of the different Whimsy Series kind of themes to it. It's a really unique skin that I'm definitely going to be getting with my fragments. It's available for echoes or for fragments. Now this skin could potentially be coming more on February 5th. It could also be coming out this week, as they did give us the kind of gameplay showcase of the skin, the video for it. And this is Mad Eyes' Ivory Tower skin. It's a B-tier skin called Universal Shaft. It's available for 60 echoes, and it's also a limited time skin. And there's another skin that is Gardener's One skin that was definitely originally coming out again on February 5th, but I don't know if this one is coming out this week or if it is coming out on February 5th. They did release an art piece that they usually do a few days before they release the skin. This one is more probably coming out next week compared to the other previous 2 that I mentioned. Forward's one is probably this week, Mad Eyes is maybe this week, and Gardener's one is probably next week, but potentially this week. That gives you any information. This A-tier skin is called Winter Memories. It's a really pretty skin. I like the color choices they've made and also the material choices they've chosen, and I think it really gives a warm, cozy vibe. This skin is an Echoes only skin. Let's talk about some future content. They just announced the new survivor Matador's abilities and also his story. His ability is, first of all, he's a contain and assist survivor. His abilities include the external trait Muleta Mastery, where he can dash forwards to like a specific location. When he gets to that location, he does a little spin in a circle, and he's immune to damage and also kind of grabs, stuns, stuff like that whilst he's doing this spinning animation, but I don't believe not all of them. If he hits the hunter whilst doing this little spin dash thing, the hunter will then get pushed back and also have a slow effect for a certain period of time. And if he dashes towards a window and he kind of ends with that little spin at the window. Instead of doing the spin, I believe he does a faster vault with an increased interaction speed. This seems to be a rechargeable ability, so he can keep on getting it back again and again and again, and he seems to have 2 charges maximum of how many he can have stored at one time. There's his next external trait called Quite. After the hunter is hit by this Muleta spin cleave effect, nearby survivors get immunity to damage and also control effects, and I don't really know how far away they have to be, and if he kind of latches onto someone, he pulls them along with him in the Matador's second dash. Oh, did I mention? I think I forgot to mention, but if he does that spin and hits the hunter with the previous ability, the Muleta Mastery, he gets a second dash that brings him a little bit further. I think I forgot to mention that, so sorry. There's also the external trait Gaonera Pass, where moving around near the hunter or using his first ability Muleta Mastery builds up courage, and if he gets up to 100% courage, he gets 1 charge of his Gaonera Pass ability. You can have up to 2 a match, I think. Using this ability makes your next vault a fast vault and also leaves a Muleta behind the window. If the hunter sees it, they get pulled towards it, similar to Painter, and they are forced to either interact with the window or the pallet that you just vaulted, and with a slightly decreased interaction speed, and it's even longer of an interaction speed if there's another survivor nearby in the chase. And his final external trait is Faena. When the hunter attacks, doesn't need to hit, he can just swing in the middle of the air and just completely miss. Matador will get a movement speed decrease, and he also gets a vaulting speed increase. I'm not sure if the vaulting speed increase is connected to the hunter attack thingy-majiggy. It could just be a permanent vaulting buff that he has, but the decrease does seem to happen only whenever the hunter attacks. I don't know how long it lasts for. Is it permanent? I don't know. I haven't really watched any gameplay videos of people playing him on the test server yet. And as for his story is about how he grew up as the son of a matador, a bullfighter in Spain. His family had high hopes he'd follow the family tradition, of course, but upon seeing the sport himself, he refused as he watched the danger and the brutality of it. His disappointed family sent him to his uncle, who trained him to love danger, giving him an intoxicating addiction to thrill-seeking. He became a bullfighter and loved that danger, but just couldn't get enough of it, eventually bringing him to the manor where more danger could be found. That was basically a summary. If you want to read the full description, here is a picture from IDV Logic. I believe they got it from the official page. Some more stuff that we've had revealed. We've been given a better look at the upcoming Fabulous Beast crossover that's coming on February 12th. That's in a couple of weeks' time. All of the skins will have alternate forms that they can transform into, and if you look in the background of each one, you'll be able to see the pets that they're kind of the shapes that they can turn into whilst you're in your rooms. They don't really change into them in matches, just in rooms. First of all, there's going to be a free A-tier skin and free A-tier accessory during the event. This is for Gravekeeper. The skin is called Tony, and the accessory is called Ultimate Carrot. It's like a weird carrot in a jar. The skin, in my opinion, looks absolutely awesome. This crossover in general has outstanding skins, in my personal opinion. Maybe you don't like the theme, but I really do like them. The ears look really fluffy on this skin, and even the little shovel he has also looks great, or the spade, whichever one it is. There are some paid A-tier skins that you'll be able to get in the store, including the A-tier skin for Perfumer called Tu Bao Shu and the accessory Sintamani Bracelet. The skin is absolutely gorgeous, one of my favorite Perfumer skins ever for sure. Really detailed and super cute, and even the accessory is quite a fun one as well. We've also got an A-tier skin for Mercenary that's called Tian Lu, and an A-tier accessory called Pixio Doll. For a Mercenary skin, this is very good. I don't usually like mercenary skins, and this one is fantastic, but they are following the theme of giving mercenary every single crossover skin possible. There's also an A-tier skin for Nightwatch called Sibu Chiang, and an A-tier accessory called Pixio Heartlock. I pronounced that many times, I could not get the right one. For a Nightwatch skin, this is also a really awesome one. This is probably my favorite Nightwatch skin by far. I'm not really a big fan of Nightwatch's character design, so this is a really good one in my opinion. The accessory looks really interesting as well, as it has it's a box like with golden chains and stuff. All of these skins will be available for Echoes only, minus the free skin that we'll get during the event. There's also some crossover furniture that they revealed, including an S-tier one called Fishing Pond. That's a very cool looking pond scene. I wonder how this is going to look like in a room. It has like a wooden walkway, and they said that they're going to reveal how we'll be able to get all of these. Some of these might be stores, some of them might just be during the event. I don't really know. For free, maybe? maybe? They haven't revealed that yet. There are also 2 A tiers. One of them is called Sibuchang Lounge Chair, and the other one is called Security Room. And there are also 2 B tiers, one of which is Treasure Rack, and the other one is Divine Beast Cushion. Let's move on to some non-crossover stuff. They've made some adjustments in the test server for characters and also just to the general kind of gameplay of IDV. Survivors are getting adjustments, including Explorer, Perfumer, Thief, Patient, Cowboy, Cheerleader, Batter, and Lanternist. Explorer won't be able to get a speed boost whilst crouching or walking when using his energy reserves, but the movement speed that he does get from this thing has been increased. Whilst in his tiny form, he can now interact with pallets, windows, and rocket chairs, but he will leave the mini mode whenever he does so. Decoding progress from using Curiosity has been increased considerably from a calibration. I can't really remember what passive that is, but yeah, he's got that. Perfumer now has a longer duration of the damage reduction effect after she uses one of her perfumes by a little bit. Thief has a bit of a camera view change slightly when he uses his flashlight. Patient has increased interaction speed, faster interaction when bouncing off of an object with the hook, and Hunters apparently can now not block Patient when he's being pulled or bouncing off of something. They've made it easier for Cowboy to hit targets behind low obstacles. When grabbing a survivor, not on a chair or from a balloon, the movement speed boost that you get lasts longer but also uses more lasso energy. With Cheerleader, the movement speed bonus of both Cheerleader and the survivor being cheered during Encourage has been slightly reduced, so you go a little bit slower. The duration of the bonus has been slightly reduced, and also how long the movement speed lasts is also reduced. And Cheerleader can now see the teammate's item cooldown whenever she's charging her ability Inspire. That is a great change to her. I don't know why this wasn't part of her kit in the beginning. Batter is having a bit of a nerf here where his Cricket cooldown has been increased and also his Rampage cooldown has also been increased. And Lanternist seems to be a little bit nerfed here. Whenever she freeze frames herself, it will last a little less time. Hunters are also getting some adjustments, including Soulweaver, Feaster, Nightwatch, Hullabaloo, The Shadow, and also Qist. Soulweaver is having some changes, including vaulting windows that now is generally faster. I believe not with the webs, just in general. Spinning and web attack cooldown is a little bit shorter as well. And the entangled effect whenever you have 2 layers of web on someone has also been increased, as in the slow effect that survivors have is increased, so they are slower. Feaster has a faster pallet breaking speed, and the movement speed whilst targeting a tentacle, I think, as I understand, has been reduced. I don't really know what they meant here. Nightwatch has had an increased maximum pull distance of his Tempest ability at tier 0. They've also increased the initial wind intensity, reducing wind growth rate, but the overall intensity is the same. Not really sure how that works either. They've shortened the cooldown of Hullabaloo's double surprise ability. The Shadow has now had a change when a survivor has been eliminated or the last cipher has been popped. The corrupted Ostracons last less time overall and can be dismantled a little bit sooner. And Qist has had some changes. When a survivor is eliminated, the single instance cipher machine regression is reduced, whatever that means. I think it's just how much of a cipher machine energy is taken off has been reduced. And the cue ball capture transfer time has also been reduced when there's a survivor on a rocket chair nearby the usage of this ability. And some other changes not related to Survivor or Hunter in general. They've improved flywheel ping issues where you kind of do jelly back to your original position or like rubber band back again. They're adding an audio cue for rescuing a survivor from a rocket chair. Season tier resets have been changed for high tiers, and rank disparity changes when above tier 5 are being adjusted as well. I believe a lot of these changes will be coming at the beginning of next season, so that's going to be next week, I can imagine, but you never know because some of these changes could come a little bit later. If you haven't already, make sure that you click on the video that's right there because YouTube thinks you'll like it.